Alright, our first comedy movie of 2015. It happens to star Kevin Hart. Again, let's talk about it. Wedding Ringer. So The Wedding Ringer is the first comedy movie we had in 2015. It stars Josh Gad and Kevin Hart, and I gotta say, is the movie good? The movie is actually a nice, lighthearted comedy. Of course, it's got its flaws, you know, it's not perfect, but it is a nice comedy movie to start off January with. I wasn't completely bored shitless with this movie. I don't even like comedies all like that, but I gotta say that Kevin Hart, he did good in this movie. Him and Josh Gad. Was good. Think of The Wedding Ringer as more or less like the wedding version of Hitch. You know, Will Smith's Hitch movie, you know that movie. Pretty much those are like this. They have this almost the same identical plot and plot devices pretty much. So they're like, it's like the same movie. Just this is Kevin Hart's version of Hitch. You don't know the premise of the movie. The premise is pretty much you got Josh Gad, you know, he's kind of a nerdy guy, you know, kind of a nerdy dweeb guy who's about to marry Penny from the Big Bang Theory. One of the most hottest chicks in TV ever, now just on the big screen. So good going, Penny. You made it. Obviously, Josh Gad doesn't have the skills, you know, the confidence he has deep down, you know, in order to marry this hot chick. So who did he turn to? Enter Kevin Hart, you know, he's the wedding ringer. He's going to end up taking this guy, transforming him from nerd guy into the assertive guy he's supposed to be in order to marry Penny from the Big Bang Theory. That's what he's gonna do. This is what we got. I'm gonna say that the movie was effective as a comedy movie, and I actually had some good lessons in it too. It wasn't too preachy, but it did have some good lessons in it, and it was actually an enjoyable movie, I must say. So look into the pros and cons of why I think that you will like The Wedding Ringer. You should go check it out this weekend. Let's talk about it. First of all, the acting in the movie. The acting in the movie, I gotta say that Kevin Hart, this movie really showcases acting to like a insane degree. Like, I felt like this wasn't Kevin Hart pretty much just like joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. It's really Kevin Hart really showing his like really shining as like as the actor he's supposed to be. His dialogue was just quick and snappy. It was really, he had like the best comedic dialogue in this movie, and that was great. I like comedic dialogue. Kevin Hart, he delivered it good. So if you like comedic dialogue, that's in the movie. Josh Gad was also good in the movie too. I felt like him and Kevin Hart did have good chemistry together, but I did feel like I said, it was a 60-40 thing. You know, it's still kind of the Kevin Hart show, and it was kind of featuring Josh Gad, but that's not really a bad thing. Still Kevin Hart's movie. Josh Gad was along for the ride, but he was good in it. He was good. You got the rest of the cast who played the bachelors and everything. They were actually really good. Some of them I wish were they had more screen time, because I want to see more of them. By more, I meant like Avion Crockett. He was in the movie. I love Avion Crockett so much. I wish he was in the movie more, but the scenes he was in the movie, it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. One man, I can't think of his name at all for shit, but he was on Wild 'N Out, and I love him to death. Wild 'N Out. He was in this movie, but he wasn't in it enough. So I wish he was had more screen time. But other than that, it was still good. The rest of the cast were kind of like interchangeable. They were kind of cliche. You know, you have to have, you know, the father figure, you know, that's just a dick to everything. You gotta have the grandmother who gets hurt by something. That's in it too. You gotta have your other minor characters that are just for comedy relief. They're just there just to get a paycheck. That's in it too. Comedy in the movie. Comedy was actually really good. I felt like, oh man, the comedic dialogue of this movie is just spot on. Like, oh man, everyone just goes back and forth and just say shit that's just gonna make you chuckle. It's gonna make you laugh. And then the situational humor and stuff, it makes you laugh too. So the comedic moment hit, it went well. Then when it transitioned from comedy over to like a real serious moment, it went pretty well too. There are two scenes in the movie that were funny as a shit. It's the bachelor party. That shit was crazy. Oh my god. Right after the bachelor party, something happens to Josh Gad. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but something happens to him. They end up getting in a van. They end up having a police chase, and that whole scene with the police chase was just, that was gold. That was good. That was good. The movie kind of gets a little predictable. The whole plot of the movie is predictable, but there's a point in the movie, like halfway through the movie, where it does get like, okay, I know how this is going to end. I know how the movie's going to go from this point, so that kind of ruins it a little bit. I felt like the movie just ended, like the movie was just like, okay, we need to end somehow, so let's end like that. So that was the end. In the end, I gotta say that The Wedding Ringer was a welcoming comedy for January. I didn't see Ride Along last year, so I don't know if that, like, you know, was like this or not, but I did like this movie. With Kevin Hart and Josh Gad, they were great in the movie. I feel like they had good chemistry. The comedic dialogue was on point. The movie was a little predictable, not too original, but it was still a great movie. The movie felt a little bit too long at some parts, but that just could be me. I don't know. I will give this movie a positive rating, so I will say that I'll give The Wedding Ringer a 7 out of 10, which is definitely worth seeing at matinee price. Yeah, I get $6, get all your friends together on a Friday night, just go see this movie. Y'all have a good time. And so The Wedding Ringer, did you see it? What did you think about it? Everything, put in the comment section, let me know. We'll talk about The Wedding Ringer all weekend. I have more reviews coming for you all weekend long. There's a whole bunch of shit coming out, so I got you. Remember guys, subscribe. Until next time.